Welcome back to my bouldering journey, and it's been a little while since Japan, where I spent 3 months training in Tokyo at B-Pump. My journey has now led me to Bangkok, Thailand, and the gym here that intrigued me the most was a gym called Stonegoat. And what initially drew me to this gym specifically was this comp wall that pretty much takes over half of the gym. My favorite style of climbing is comp style. I always get really satisfied when I complete a comp style boulder, ever since B-Pump Ogi Kubo. So here you can see the comp wall leads to the kilter and moonboard area, and then there's even more problems back here for some overhang climbs. So they pretty much have everything. A very cool gym. Here's the grading system. It goes from red being the easiest to black being the hardest. What's also really great about this gym is that they have an upstairs training area with weights, fingerboards, pull-up bars, pretty much everything you need. And then right down below they have a moonboard and a kilter board, which I also want to get better at finger strength and grip strength. So I wanted to utilize these two areas, both the training area and the kilter board, to help with that, because I feel like that's an area of my weakness. I was strengthening a little bit in B-Pump when I was doing overhang climbs on small holds, but I feel like doing kilter board more consistently and doing fingerboard training will help speed up that process. So I'm in Bangkok for a month, and I'll use this time to kind of compare Japan to this gym. And training in the B-Pump gyms has definitely made me a lot stronger, but even in this gym, it is pretty challenging. They have a different leveling system, and it's a very different style that I had to get used to. So although I did get stronger and I am able to do some pretty high level climbs in this gym, I still am not at the level I want to achieve. Well, it is only 9-10 months going on in my bouldering journey, and I'm entering my second year pretty much. It will be my year of bouldering pretty soon, in a couple months, and I have new goals. I'm taking my time to get stronger. I'm not really focusing on ultimately sending projects, more so how I complete these problems and how fluid my movements become, how controlled I am, how I can progress with my body tension, and just getting a more flowy style and being more intentional with every movement. These are my new goals for this coming year, so that when I do return to B-Pump at the end of 2025, I will see this progress. So until then, I will be traveling around Asia, trying different gyms, and I'm starting here in Bangkok. I do hope to go to some countries I haven't seen yet and enjoy the culture as well as the bouldering culture, and then make my way even back to Seoul again, because I do miss Seoul. I think that would be a cool thing, is to go to the gyms I used to go to in Korea and see how much better I got. Here's some of the comp wall problems that were just a level too high for me, but I knew there was some problems that I could do, so I just had to be patient and figure them out. So as I was in Stonegoat, I just continuously came to this gym because there's a lot of problems in this big space, and it's a really cool gym that's attached to a cafe. You can pretty much spend the whole day there, and it's a good time. It's well air conditioned, and they consistently change the problems. It was leading into holidays, so they had a lot of holiday themed climbs, and they still were a bit challenging. In the comp wall there is a numbering system, so usually the easiest climb on the comp wall will go from 1, and it can go up to around 16. So I work my way up the leveling system and see how far I can go. The highest levels are actually ridiculously hard, like these compared to B-Pump Ogi Kubo problems that I wasn't able to solve. So there is a level of difficulty there where I'm just like, wow. And I've seen a lot of great climbers in this gym in Stonegoat tear it up, like they were killing it there. So there's a lot of strong climbers in Bangkok as well. I was able to work my way up the leveling system here, and I would even return and warm up on the problems that I've already completed and kind of refine my technique, see if I can do the beta a little bit different. So I learned a lot from being in Bangkok, more so how I can enhance my style and ultimately get stronger, because that's the goal, really, is to be a stronger climber overall. But even other than the comp wall problems, they do have a lot of fun problems around the gym. So if you just work your way around, downstairs, upstairs, in the overhang area, there's a lot of problems to challenge yourself. Now this is me finally figuring out the slab situation. I just had to really have my hips close to the wall and use my arms to still stick as you do this step down on the volumes. Once I figured that out, the problem became easier. And then I returned to the green power boulder in the comp area, and I figured out the beta. Instead of going all the way to the right, you catch this hold, do a toe hook, and it helps you save energy for the next part of the problem. So after a few attempts, I was able to do it. And as I said, I did want to do more kilter training, so I spent some time on the kilter board. I eventually want to make my way to the moonboard, but I do know the moonboard starts at around V4, and those holds are not easy to grip onto. I find the kilter holds are a little more doable for me right now as I work on my finger strength. Here's me attempting that lâché, which was really difficult actually for me. I didn't want to spend too much time on it. I really love the overhang section of this gym. They have a lot of fun problems, and I am getting better at overhang cave climbing ever since B-pump. And here's a better look at the Christmas theme they had going on. A really cool climbing community here in Bangkok. They even hold a lot of events in this space. As you can see, it's such a huge space to hold events, so it's really cool. So every morning I'd pretty much start by warming up in the training area, stretch my limbs, do some fingerboard. I really got used to doing this warm-up day by day, and it actually made my climbs better. And then I go and warm up on the comp wall. I do the easier levels and then work my way up again, so that I can then spend the rest of the session working on a project. Usually I would project a lot of the harder climbs to see if I could achieve them. And this was a fun climb with these weird sloper discs, which I've never really had much experience with them. And that middle move with the tiny footholds was very challenging. situation. And then I wanted to complete the problem in a more dynamic way by swinging and catching. And that's just another example of me looking at the footage after and being like, I can do this better. I can have a better form of completing. Which I did, and I was really happy with this end. This is me figuring out a dynamic problem that was set for the holiday wall. And the hardest part was that ending part where you have to do a heel hook. And the wall is very angled, so you really have to rely on that heel hook to hold you on the hold that's there. And the hold, your foot can slip off really easily. And I realized I wasn't able to complete that this day. So I went to do a sloper problem in the normal area. And I do like this gym how you just climb over. Trying some things I'm not used to, using rings. And this comp climb here needed a lot of tension to complete, which I really liked. It really taught me about my body tension and my core, and using that to stick on the wall. And then back to the dynamic problem, which I felt more rested and I felt like I could complete it. And yep, that heel hook was feeling way stronger after practicing it. And after that problem, I wanted to try this next problem, which was a level up. And this is me resending because I thought I could send it better. Especially the ending, I didn't like how I didn't stick to the wall. And this is now me reaching towards the end of the month. I did notice I got better on the kilter. Was more able to stick to the wall. And the holds didn't hurt as much on my hands. Even though I was satisfied with the problems I've set already at Stonegoat, I still wanted to challenge myself even if it was not completing a problem and just making it halfway. And here's the yellow boulder problem with the slopers at the top. This one really ate my fingers. The first climbing shoes I ever got, I got in Korea, and while I was bouldering here in Bangkok, they started getting a hole at the tips, and I was finally ready to move on from them. And what's cool about this gym in Stonegoat is that they have an area where you can buy shoes. I was gonna get some Scarpas, but they're sold out. They didn't really have as much rubber on the toe as my previous shoes, so I had to get used to toe hooking a bit stronger, which is a good thing. I didn't want to rely completely on my shoes. And then I returned to my final day in Stonegoat to see if I can solve the yellow boulder problem. I stuck at the sloper on the top, but I didn't have enough strength to complete it in the remaining slopers. And I just accepted that. It was my peak. That was my peak strength, and it's okay. And although I didn't fully complete a lot of the problems that I aimed to while I was here in Bangkok at Stonegoat, I did have a really amazing time. And even if I'm ever in Bangkok again, I want to come back to this gym. And you see my progression. I feel like this journey is all about just tracking the progress, becoming as strong as I can be. So if you're ever in Bangkok, Thailand, I suggest come to Stonegoat, check out the gym. So many fun climbs in there. And I know there's other gyms here in Bangkok. I haven't tried them yet because I was so hooked on coming to Stonegoat. But maybe I'll try them too when I come back. We'll see. Or I'll just keep coming to Stonegoat again. But yeah, I really love this gym, and I recommend it if you're ever in Thailand. Check it out.